So I need to go in an email. I need to find the one where them ask about whatever. No one in no webinar file. Let me copy this. Oh fuck. Don't give me problem thing. I don't have time for it. Oh fuck. Jesus. So fucking so fucking frustrating, people. I need to get it. All right. I need this fucking thing, man. Right, one last try me I try and then me give it up. Can't afford for one last try me I try, people, and then me give it up. You see, if I'm not a person who give up, but this is very frustrating. Nothing I have it. Right, now see if me left it halfway. Or maybe me get it later, I don't know. Oh God. people don't understand how I all right, edit. How I have to persevere, and you see how long it takes me before I could get it. All right, at least it's there. Yeah, you must stop doing these fucking things. Everybody come use me as bait. You just say I don't mind being used as a guinea pig. I just said it, you know. I don't mind being used as a guinea pig, so others can benefit. Right. Hell, not Parkinson's. Go away. By using as fucking guinea pig. Need to get it on this. Well, I'm not one for giving up, people. So let me see. Oh, you that's no pin, no tag, no print, no um, no pin, no. You can do it from this. No, flaggy. Well, for me, giving up was never an option. So let me just. Let me see if we get that. It's about Parkinson's. So see what I got. It's not easy being Merville Myers, people. Right, so got that. I don't need Rapsodi done. My book is a scandal. Right, let's see how many words there. 420. All right, so that's great. Right, people, so I'm continuing reading my book. Today's reading for my book. Yeah. Chapter 2, it says awareness of send and the aging process. And the hygienist was talking some things today about making sure I take good care of whatever is left of my teeth, because can impact on my diabetes and everything. She noticed as soon as I take my coat off how much weight I'd lost. Awareness of send and the aging process. Daily Express newspaper mental health crusade. Mental health and me. Ted Jury, Lower Same Street, London EC 3R 6EN, 8 April 2012. 4th, 8th of the 4th. I'm going to the toilet often, but I've been drinking a lot of fluid. Hi, Mr. Jury. I just like to use this medium to share one of my many experiences about mental health and the impact this had on me over the past months, 2012. Hopefully you will begin to understand how people like me who suffer firsthand still refuse to come out of the closet. I come out of the closet with my bisexual brother and publicize our conditions to the world. As I know from personal experiences, mental health comes in many guises and disguises and affect people in a variety of ways. And you send a young man coming here as bait. Yeah? You send a young man coming here as bait. But I'm not a violent person. And I would not swear at him because he was such a special person, polite. His parents done such a wonderful job of raising that young man. And he's been let down by university and the Metropolitan Police. Workplace Metropolitan Police. Pedophile Metropolitan Police. Racist Metropolitan Police. You let down a 25-year-old who was born the year I graduated from Lambeth College with a Student of the Year award. I was a grandmother then. No, I wasn't a grandmother then. My grandson was born in 2002. Worthless pedophile Metropolitan Police. You send that young man coming here as bait. But I teach him, I hope whatever I teach him, it's valuable. I realized something was wrong with me since my early 20s, but was only able to put a name to my state of mind years later. After enhancing knowledge and expertise via studies, the Open University PI 333 that's my Open University number. Go look for it. Worthless enablers, pedophiles, and whatever, child molesters. Go look for it. My family, my dad's side have hereditary Parkinson's disease in our DNA. As he and his younger brother succumbed to the disease before reaching 50 years old. Being the only girl for my parents amongst 8 children, now I know I must correct, it's 9. My sister died, but I left her out. I was unfortunate to realize I have the traits when I was about 22 years old, living with Parkinson's disease. And yes, most people, because of lack of knowledge, believe one must have a diagnosis before it will be accepted that one has the disease. I live with the effects of this condition. My family and I witnessed my father changing in front of our eyes. But my father had it good because he had his family. It was my auntie Melly who had to go take her about and care for him. Because he was about, I don't know, maybe Cherry couldn't. Cherry was a lovely lady. Maybe Cherry just couldn't manage with this situation. It's not many people. That's why I didn't go into certain line of work. So I'm not going to condemn Cherry. Cherry was a lovely, Uncle Gridley's wife I'm talking. She's a lovely lady. We are not sure what people can put up with. I guess I was made to come on this journey that I'm on. I was made special for this journey. And that's why I'm hoping district judge. I'm going to take a copy of my book for district judge Beecham. My hidden disabilities from childhood have put limitations on my reaching my full potential since the time I reached puberty. And going through developmental transitions. You hear me? I was talking to my niece, my grandson's mother, and I'm saying, I know all about developmental thing, personal and from a book thingy. However, I have enough ambition, resilience, and courage not to let this condition take over my entire life without a fight. And I've lost 10 years. And now you want to come evict me and imprison me during the time when Narin Masiri of Devonshire Solicitor sent me a possession letter in July 23 of all time and whatever, no matter what I was going through that particular time. And man in here, I kick me door, and police come in here, come join them. So they send a bait here, a bait. Can you not what see the Gestapo? So these are the child molesters and the pedophile enablers. Suffice it today, say I will be 53 years old in May, and my condition has not gotten worse. When I wrote that book, When this was compiled, I was 53, and now I'm 65. I'll be 66 on my next birthday. And somebody must not pay for whatever. Somebody must not pay for what they've done. Because I monitored myself, and via self-help strategies, I have been able to survive without relying on too many medication. Was prescribed Valium from early. My dad, who took stick in his late 40s, never recovered until he died aged 62 years. Since coming to the UK, I ensured that I gained reputable qualifications. I've not worked in 10 years in my line of work. But now I find I would have been better off staying ignorant, as there is a culture of do as I say and not as I do when it comes to social justices and inequalities. You send a bait in here and he's been to university and he doesn't know about certain things. But how he wants to see my medication. What the fuck you want to see my medication for? You're writing it down. I haven't taken it. It's still there. So you want to come force feed it to me. I'm managing. You are expected to turn a blind eye and do nothing when you witness discriminatory practices. So if you see a man, a raper, how much you like how much young men in Jamaica raped, young men in our boys in Jamaica raped a school girl. So you must join in, not you? And then when I talk about, I have the letter, so I can throw it in it. And Miss Hanson wrote me about the two little girls that were raped at the shortcut that I used to walk night and day. They were going back to school from up Dujan, abducted when they found the body. Nobody has been charged. But it must have been somebody who knew the layout and about this to do that. I've witnessed this and I've witnessed that. Or the last person I saw, like the Legister, so his niece was murdered. Police take him out in bed and murder him. And then what they did to that family, mistaken identity. And I'm sure I would have discussed those things on my Facebook and in certain things and whatever to tell a story. And then to hear that I said, Lady rape Yannick and all those things that they have me up for. No, I'm not mad. Even when you are educated to challenge discrimination, it is not in anyone's benefit or interest to do so, or else you will be labeled aggressive. As documented in M. Hudson 2012 research paper for the Policy Studies Institute and recommended to ACAS, and must live with the consequences. Yeah? I know what I'm talking about because my hidden disabilities were exacerbated and triggered over a period from 2003 to 2008 into mental health issues in an NHS workplace nursery. King's College Hospital, NHS Foundation Trust, Mapata House Day Nursery, the Quest Penny Park. So you want to pop in and pop out and tell me you can't say whatever. I don't have them up. I moved on from there. What I have them up for is to neglect my husband and then get Nurse Betty call white security to come manhandle me. And then Gail Lewis said 40 days and the 40 days turned 6 months. and that report that they write with all their names in it, I'm going to track them down one by one. Let's Justice Beach and deal with what she has to be. Because all I'm taking with me to court is a copy of my book. And I will say, whatever you need to know about the situation is in this book. Or then I get the solicitor and the barrister to say, whatever you need to know about this case, go and find it in the book. Yeah, so I give it to the solicitor and the barrister, and I said, listen, all you need to know about this case, you can find it in this book. And I'll put it to the Judiciary of England and Wales, the Criminal Justice and the Crown Prosecution Service, and date it. Did I show you my I gave one to Lloyd because we are busy. So if you want any, put in your order, yeah? It won't be as big as this. If you want this as a product that you say if you've known this lady, here they are. This is a sample. Yeah? I have my shirts. Where are the shirts? They're somewhere. So I'm doing my little thing. David has been an inspiration, but today is book reading. I now view these years spent studying as wasted years, in which, now when I was writing that, that was my thought. It has been changed because I can challenge anybody. Which I could have pursued something totally relevant, but it was always my wish to educate myself to a certain standard, living under a cloud because I was prompted by my enhanced knowledge, values, and belief to challenge inequalities and social injustices back then. I now find that networking can play a big part in how I am empowered to do my work. Yeah? So, because of my experiences, I try to keep a low profile in order that I do not upset the apple cart, as I still need to earn a living to take care of my basic needs of providing food, shelter, and clothing. Yeah? So that's why I could see through the bait. He was polite and everything. But I could see through the 25-year-old bait. You send a young man in here on his own, considering what is being said about me, and a woman at that. You know what can come out of that? But the agenda failed the same way how the agenda for the psychiatrist and the nurse came. Because I was on Housing for Women's. No, sorry, I was on the Housing Ombudsman Zoom. I'm a member of the panel, customer panel. I told the solicitor about all of that. I told the solicitor about them sending me a letter for opportunity. Remember, I was the minute taker for the customer panel before they disbanded it. So now they have opportunity. The toilet need fixing. They send me email about Wetterate coming to do the check. Why did they not come? I am always under scrutiny. That's why man can come quick, and then you're gonna use my son as what? And misconstrued whatever my son said. Oh yes, you know about Kevin from beginning, isn't it? So that's why you come here on the 21st. Did you not see I was on the Zoom? You should have checked. But you're so stupid. I am always under scrutiny, having to deal with the undermining of my knowledge, values, and beliefs, with ridicule. So now you want to imprison me, like Nelson Mandela, for my thoughts, my ideas. So I have to shut down my thing. Even what I paid nearly 2,500 to tell my story, it's shut down and I start afresh. I was treated with indignity and having to be looking over my shoulder for the next threats to my health and well-being. Despite these conditions, I had to act when there was a case of safeguarding vulnerability matrix. If I didn't write this book now, then I wouldn't know anything. Things go. Because it seemed I was the only person with the knowledge to act before it was too late. You see, as part of the multi-generational working approach amongst the young children with whom I work and elderly living in a residential home, I was responsible for making my implicit knowledge explicit. Was an outbreak of chicken pox in the setting, and the children were visiting the home over a period in supporting the social enterprise initiative agenda of bringing cheer to the elderly. So all these things I've missed the past 7 years. And now not 7, 10. And now what do you want to do? Yeah? And you've gotten the opportunity to act. 10 fucking years, isn't it? Let's District Judge Beecham come do her job. All the more kudos to her. This was in support of the social enterprise initiative agenda of my former employer's leave in bringing cheer to the elderly. After the initial outbreak, I had warned colleagues about the sensitive nature of taking children to visit. And when no notice was taken of my warnings, I decided to act the next week by making my implicit knowledge explicit. Studied at the OU with a foundation degree in early years and a level 2 certificate in health and social care, the only exam I do. A certificate working together for children. Facebook and LinkedIn and whoever want take them and go along. And my website where no thief trick me say go pay me up and then I could contribute. It's out there, guy lawful and Mark Upton. Thieving white people. Me go look on the website and me see them are white. Thief. Once more, instead of embracing my knowledge and empowering me to be forthcoming with my expertise. You see all of them, yeah? 16 days of activism against gender-based violence, women's empowerment. Stand up and speak out. Activism for women. Where did I find this? On Instagram. Put there by Housing for Women. I was viewed as overstepping the boundaries of my authority and had to confront and face more discrimination. M. Hudson 2012, research paper, whatever. Although my advice was taken on board, this was only done in a roundabout way, after making me look like I was interfering in matters that do not concern me. However, I am aware that I am accountable and responsible for safeguarding the vulnerable, whether young or old, with whom I come into contact. Yes, District Judge Bertram, you have a job on your hand. So all I'm bringing is a copy of my book, so the barrister and solicitor can hand it over to you. I will be signing it. The children were still coming down with chicken pox, so it had not run its course. So can you imagine what could have happened if the visits to the home were not suspended. I don't know if I have it in here, but my niece grandmother died in America because her daughter was running a place and she was there on a visit, and that's how she died. Miss Dar. So most of my things is from experience. Despite the discomforts of revisiting past experiences, like what happened in a former workplace, King's College Hospital NHS Foundation Trust, I am happy I acted because I am aware of the dangers of children who have chicken pox mixing with the vulnerable elderly adults whose immune system are no longer intact to overcome the effects of the chicken pox. I know from experiences about the necessity to exclude children from the elderly if there is an outbreak of chicken pox. My niece's grandmother was on a vacation in the USA and encountered a child whom her daughter fostered. Her dead body returned to the West Indies for burial. So I did not want to have that on my conscience, that I never acted at the appropriate time when it was crucial. Health and Social Care, 37th 31/7/26 OU. My manager is less than 2 years older than my eldest child, and even though I do not aspire to be in leadership because of my limitations, diagnosis of chronic anxiety, yeah? So with that idiot boy will come here say I'm a psychiatrist. You don't go know from 2017? Go get... Did I give the motherfucker a copy of my book? Of course I did. When he came here, I gave the motherfucker a copy of my book. And the institutional discrimination. Can you see I have nobody, so I have to make up my thing. Yeah? I know there are lots of contributions I can make to promoting and implementing best practice in line with the EYFS and Ofsted standards. However, I do not wish for this to be taken as me overriding my authority, breaking confidentiality, or hiding behind anonymity. Therefore, I am only sharing my experiences to show the impacts on my mental health. Daily Express newspaper. I have come across colleagues, young and old, who are feeling just as trapped as I am. We are working in toxic environments with colleagues who have been manipulated and given sanctions to collude with others in harassing, bullying, and intimidating their peers and children we send. So then I go back to when Housing for Women lost the plot. They were the best. I'd never lived in anywhere, so I have to talk about my experience. And then in 2022, everything changed after the breaking of the glass, and Samantha Gibbs and Trina Filbert started working. Yeah? And you're going to imprison me for my truth. And I have a book published. Yes? Where employers do not have any rights, regardless of what the laws and legislation state, Equality Act 2010 protected characteristics. Yeah? Housing Act, Eviction Act. My qualifications are being questioned, and imagine my frustration when I'm ridiculed along with other older colleagues and told that our ideas are old-fashioned. I am the kind of person who used to talk a lot about any matters that are of concern to me. But these days, I am further withdrawn because I know my arguments can be taken out of context, the same way how that boy take my son's whatever out of context. So my son have concerns about me and he think maybe pills can help. So why that psychiatric boy just cling on pan this thing or whatever? Psychiatric boy, you need treatment. It's probably Richard Hart, cohort. I know my arguments can be taken out of context twisted and used to pin another label to me. I talk about the HCT group impact report, how this S word came about because of the statistic. And then when I did not become that statistic, now my husband and I became 600,000 older people in the UK, so they leave their homes once a week or less. Okay, we had each other, but now he's dead, I'm on my own. And I'm learning. So sometimes I don't draw my curtain. I have no need to draw my curtain. I'm in here minding my own business. Come big pussy old boy, come kick me door again now. So when they send a 25-year-old in here as bait, they all need to go get a copy of this book and hand it to their female thing. Housing for Women should be get it for their staff. I suffer from depression. I never hide it. Gone through the menopause. Oh yes, I used to pad up like a jackass. Uncertain about my status at work and life in general, struggling with minor ailments of aging, but most of all concerned about my elderly mother who is going senile and is so far away from me. Yeah? I try to do my best by me, but it is not always easy when you are so far away from your nearest and dearest and lack the support network that would be present if I was in my native country. And when my brother started on me after his wife, I sit right here and learn to pray aloud. When I heard the anguish in my brother's wife, my brother changed after his wife had that whatever. So my brother took it out on me. The times my brother would call me and say some nasty things. And I didn't take it serious. So when I called my brother on his birthday and he refused to answer. I ask the irrelevant questions which I know God is not willing to provide the answers to. However, it is worse for me because I have learned to mistrust others. Yeah? So I build up the trust in solicitors. And then when solicitors going to tell me, I must not call psychiatrist's name. I must not talk about Maudsley. So what is my experience with Maudsley? Who only seem to want to climb on my shoulders to reach the top, then kick away the ladder so I do not even get a start on the rung of success. 10 years I haven't worked. Yeah? At times I cannot seem to see a light at the end of the tunnel. Yeah? The minute I take off my jacket today, it was noticeable how much weight I lost. Because of the effects of the blacklisting and networking that put my career on hold and destroyed my character, name, and reputations. District Job Beecham, you have a job on your hands, sweetie pie. Because with this, I probably wonder if she can read. Because if she can read, she would have seen some of what is in here. So that bell out there have to update. I will have to update and put the names of those in there. That's why I have my cash of card number so that now I don't let them give me anything. Write it, send it to me so I can capture it. But then I'm gonna make some little thingy and use the card number, each card number that I have as a borderline. So did I show you? I should put this out here so you see when I'm talking. Yeah? So now I think I'm gonna make a business thingy of this. I'm gonna get more key rings, smaller ones. I have pens. Yeah? I have shirts. So I'm gonna think where next we're going. And with the full the natural roots thingy that I'm setting up with Brother Light. Yeah. So you want sorrel? You can put in your order for sorrel for Christmas. Sorrel, yeah? Anything else? Roots? I told my family about my conditions, but I doubt very much that they understand what I'm talking about. Like when I diagnosed mama's dementia. They might only be aware of the me who is keeping her head above the parapet. The same thing happened years ago when I warned them about mom going senile. I'm so afraid to go down that road I have visited before, and I do not have anyone to share my concerns with, so must deal with them by myself. Is it not written here? Yes, let District Judge Beecham come on the 13th, because I will not be doing any talking, but I'm going to make sure I endorse a book to the judiciary of England and Wales. See how I endorse this for Jose Williams, and she gone and left it. Yeah? It's going to be endorsed to the judiciary of England and Wales, the criminal justice system, and the Crown Prosecution Service in my best handwriting. So I'll hand it to the solicitor to hand it to her. This is my gift for you. 13th. So 11 days or whatever days or 9 days before my son's 45th birthday. And then I'll put my two sons' name in it as well. Kevin Donovan Murray and Valdin Allen Register. So you see, District Judge Beecham, the outcome of why you wanted this case. And I'm really happy that you've taken on this case, because maybe you're the only one who will be able to give me the justice that I've been denied the years. So I'm not saying anything derogatory about you. I'm just saying I'm glad you persisted and said you wanted to keep this case. So let's do it together as women. You, a white female, me, a black female. You with your learnedness and me with my personal experiences. We can do this together. 16 days of activism. Yeah, so I'll have my name linked to District Judge Beecham for a positive outcome. This is also part of working in a demanding, toxic workplace environment and working with colleagues who can be vindictive and weak enough to join others in discriminating against me. As my son says, he got his resilience. He says resilient, but I think it should be resilient. Oh yes, resilient spirit from me. And no boy now chat to me. After he come here, come take me 7,500 pounds and go to Jamaica with him. And he take some video and me say, son, send them come give me. And he not send them come give me. And then me see him on TikTok. I jump and jump. And me say, Papa Jesus. And me talking to his father, hoping we can make up. And me say, Papa Jesus, leave them alone. They will come home one day. Yeah? Leave them alone. They will come home one day. If you kill them for 9 months, then we turn whatever against you. Not trust them. Uncle ones you can't trust all them were dead. If then Duppy can't come back, not trust them neither. This is also part of... No. I guess it might be only now that he is beginning to understand how much I've been... Okay. I didn't read that part. My son has since had similar experiences to mine and had to get counseling. Oh yes, Danish, may I meet at his wedding? I guess it might be only now that he's beginning to understand how much I have been affected by the discrimination I faced over the years from the time I lost my father to Parkinson's disease. And when I said I lost my father to Parkinson's disease, I don't mean the time he died. I lost him years before he died. During my developmental transition into puberty to now, my presence as a writer on social media platforms using Google helps me to focus on the matters that are important to me. And I can share my experiences to help others. And solicitor is going to tell me must this and me must that and me must mention this and why didn't this and this man was just whatever. And the proper psychiatric report, he doesn't want to use it. So what's your motive, sir? I can promote my son regarding his work as a FIFA referee. Edited, re-enhanced knowledge, rebrand Merville Myers, author. These are the key ingredients that cause the mental health issues of disease or medical conditions. Listed on the internet at Google. Websites have even used my publications, yes, especially about Parkinson's. I created my own website in 2012. It's there. Mark Upton and Guy Lawful, two thieving white men. Is that included in end gender-based violence? Is that included? Thief Mark Upton and Guy Lawful tricked me because they said they was going to pay me for my website and then I could contribute on it. Thieving. When me done for class, for me, I'll do something for everybody. So I make sure I say this out there. That's my evidence. And that's why District Judge Beecham is going to get her a copy. I ain't saying anything. I'm only signing it. I make sure I write it up. I make sure my two sons' names in it. Yeah? From the judiciary of England and Wales. The criminal justice system. The Crown Prosecution Service. These are the key. So when I can't sleep, I come here. Do you notice what I do? Even when I don't bathe, at least this is my presence. So you think me gonna drink no rough and rat and do whatever? Me I'll name the cold food, same plain flow. So you see. Yeah? And that's why I was able to realize that that young man came in here as a bait. There's no way you're supposed to send one. There's got to be two. So there's somebody backing up somebody else. Okay? Stupid. Idiot police. Mark Rowley is a tokenistic racist. Dunce. Sir Mark Rowley. When me done with you, Sir Mark Rowley, me I'll make something special for you. Websites as these reuse my publications I created my own website in 2012 and published at G+ with Google AdWords. There are lots of people with mental health issues walking around. Do you know when they're gonna flip? Do you know when they're gonna flip? At least I'm open and honest and try and maintain mine. But do you know when they're gonna flip? And who gives anybody any right to come say, I am this, that I am not? So it's reading tomorrow or whatever. I can always go lie down when I feel like. Wash up my things when I feel like, because this place is going to be tidied before my son's birthday. Because I'll be celebrating my son's 45th birthday online. My boy, my wash belly, For me and Marsh Michelson. My mother did not talk about the adversities and challenges in her life, which might have resulted in her having mental health conditions. But I am always telling about my experiences in the hope of getting help to resolve them and help me live a better lifestyle than that of my parents. Dirty boy! Psychiatrist boy will come here on the 21st. Come tell me if you tell off my Cinti. Crablouse where you there? I learned via studies to adhere to the national laws, home country legislations, codes of practices and conducts in line with the rules of law. So Justice Beecham, District Judge Beecham, I'll be bringing my book for you. You have to take control of where we go from here. There are the rules of law to be adhered to that are involved in the safeguarding of vulnerable children and adults. Me having me door kicked. This woman cut down the garden every time one leaf grow, she go cut it down. Yet she have plants up there. And then going on my YouTube telling me I'm a liar. And get our friend Barbara and Tony and all of them and set Alma Grove against me. She was coerced by Housing for Women. Remove it now. I may attack it. Remove it. Remove it out of my mouth when I read it out of my book. That has gone a long way in helping me to exonerate myself, because even the professionals working in the NHS refuse to accept that I have disabilities. You see that sitting where Gail Lewis says she right? Dirty bitch. When me done with you, you might have turned fucking Brutus. Even when I have the diagnosis to prove otherwise. Yes, I know there is a stigma attached to mental health issues, but I adopted a different approach to that of my mother in dealing with the matter. Everyone is responsible for safeguarding, and it is our duty of care, which is paramount, to be responsible and accountable in protecting children by raising concerns via the whistleblowing policy and procedures. All them this ain't gone out of my fucking head now. If no one acts upon the concerns raised, the following are some of the relevant laws and legislations to adhere to: Ofsted standards, EOFS welfare requirements. Yeah? And you come tell me fuck about you can do whatever. And yes, they can do it. So where is the law, darlings? Where is Mimi Awusu today? Has somebody warned her? And yet police is going to send a 25-year-old come here as bait. He doesn't know who a Senko is. He doesn't know what SEND is. And he doesn't know about the Equality Act. Vulnerability Matrix. SEND Code of Practice 2001. Children Act 1989 and 2004. Disability Discrimination Act 1995 and 2005. Carers and Disability Discrimination Act 2001. When my husband and I were introduced, when my husband started living here, what he says to me, don't register anything down here for me, my property. Yeah? And you don't know anything about anything, and this piss and tail boy, we still a use CRB. And him not know say you can send a report via email. I may have the crab louse on record. And when him a tell me Miffy movie. So what better way are you? Are you a family solicitor? Data Protection Act 1998. Education Act 1993. The Equality Act 2010, After that young man was man. Mental Health Act. I read tonight, It's a therapy thing me I do. Publication from the Department for Education and via the internet, Google, are sources of information. Even Google are turn fuckery. You know how much account me created and then suspend? Yeah? And when me put the things there, they're not what you call it, approve. And then Google want me get on them bomber cloud case. Publications from the Department for Education and via the internet, Google, are sources of information to do research and keeping updated in doing online trainings in line with the changes in laws and legislation. And a 25-year-old sending years a bait, been through university. Luckily, his parents done a damn good job because he was let down by university education system and the Metropolitan Police. By enhancing knowledge via studies from 2004 to 2010, I've gone on further still. Yeah? I was empowered to implement and deliver best and inclusive practice, and it seemed I was the only person with the knowledge to act before it was too late. My sons, Valdin Legister and Kevin Murray, my precious sons. And when we are knocked fish and whatever, nobody knows nothing. I don't know to me picking them. You know. May have a loss of them, but they have to learn so that their children don't go through whatever. And that's why I'm so proactive to make sure Zaydan Murray gets what he deserves. My sons, Valdin Legister and Kevin Murray. Costly decision for Legister. Jamaica Observer. Yeah? I have been doing my best to promote my son's achievements via the internet. Therefore, I make use of the opportunities that I now realize have provided me with the expert authority to build my brand and continue my dream of them becoming realities. My photo of Valdin Legister, FIFA referee. Yeah? So I came back from holidays and there was everybody online, went online, and it was a question of, does anybody know this FIFA referee, Valdin Legister? And of course, I provided the information. So yes, it was there. They didn't spell my name right, the Myers, but at least it was there. The same way I'm there as composer for Brixton Market. Yeah? FIFA Valdin Legister Jamaican referee on provisional list for 2018 FIFA World Cup. What me say? I don't know what happened, and my son walk away. Yeah? And y'all couldn't tell me no whatever. 2018. When I was paid one of ITV news for or whatever. Can you imagine that tie-up? If my son had not been discriminated against? Legister, FIFA World Cup 2018, Merville Myers, page one of ITV News for Windows 70. And after that, I wrote to the Guardian, where I went to is modern slavery thriving in the... I have the thingy. I have them. So let we go and give District Judge Beecham the joy of saying, I want to see this case come to an end. Because she's going to make her name in history. I'm going to see that district judge make her name in history. FIFA Valdin Legister, Jamaican referee on provisional list for 28 FIFA World Cup RJR. Jamaican contingent going to the World Cup. My number 2 son, Valdin. Google. And then after that, what did they do? The Jamaica Labour Party. No deal with them. My son wife. Now him taking my grandson and gone. But me know say time is master. Gunman MP Moreland Wilson. Now your papa go to school, Randall Wilson. Your grandma white. Money Campbell get me money. For me here say you whatever. Me not afraid of Andrew Hollins and me go back again and me say not even God me not afraid of. Me talk for me right. So that means me I go track down that psychiatrist who come in here on the 21st of 11. Where you did that doing here, boy? And where you did come about, boy? Me no do physical, boy. But you no can't tap me for and chat, boy. For me can't know when me fi chat for my fucking right. Double standard systems. Hope you do not mind me using you as my sounding board by sharing my experience. At the end of the day, this helps to alleviate the pressures that I find myself burdened under from day to day. Thanks for lending a listening ear. Yours sincerely. Yeah? Self-reflections, me and my mind. I found it the other day on my photograph thing, but it's in my book. I said there's 69 publication on my first LinkedIn before it was stolen. Come kick me door in the big pussy boy. Come kick me door. Me and my state of mind. My brother said my book is a scandal. That's why I need my brother to get the counseling before you reach 60, boy. Irving Julius Empson, you need counseling bumble hole before you reach 60. Because I'm spending 60th birthday in intensive care. 19th of July, Amley was 60. And then the time, Narin Masira sent letter about possession. I don't know why come fucking gag me. Yeah? And 24th, you know, I had this district judge Greenwich and district judge Swan and district judge Sterlini and come down. Folks, I do not want anyone to take this personal, but just to forewarn you about the state of my mind. I hope this will eventually give you an insight into who and what I am at the present time in my life. Yeah? I am currently suffering from depression, which I have been struggling to keep under control. And believe me, so crab low psychiatrist in my head, not true. I make it up, not true, dirty boy. Big pussy psychiatrist. I make it up. And you put yourself in my ass house. You are your dirty African big body girl. I must say I clean your rifle. I am currently suffering from depression, which I have been struggling to keep under control. And believe me, it will not get the better of me. However, I am putting mechanism in place so that I can eventually get out of the toxic environment and relationships that are contributing to exacerbating and triggering the condition of disabilities. Yeah? Me blow my got a royal card. I take off this for me hat. Me no put on no heating for a man, so me no do that. Put me hat. So you see how me dress up? I feel hide the maganess, so me have on 2 shorts. Me have on trousers and me have on tights. And me have on socks and me have on brazier and whatever. But then can see the blue marga in me. But all the while, me always put on underlayers. No, don't take that for nothing. Yeah? So my book me a showcase. I will YouTube there. Me I do whatever. When me take your Cynthia, go put back out there. Yeah? Therefore, I am making plans to be out of the UK before my 60th. I'm coming up 66. And it's now you want to come imprison me and evict me. Where you going to put me? And me give the barrister a copy. And me give the solicitor a copy. And me give somebody else a copy. One other lady, the first lady I spoke to. And you go tell me not fit this, and me not fit that, and me not fit tira. I don't care what me can come give you and what me say and whatever. Oh, we have done your defense. But you haven't consulted with me about that defense that you fucking done. If God decides to keep me on this earth until then, M. Hudson 2012, I have some investments which are tied up over the next 4 years. Yeah? Let me tell you something. Me and my husband have over £100,000 in savings. I mean when me have in my personal account, savings. And I hit now Trevor Tamlins now, whatever. For your name, when they on the Trevor Tamlins, you don't get house. Come for your land time. Come for your, what you fuck you call it? Whatever man, the head come back. Yeah, he there. For my husband said to me, Trevor did come ask him if he can borrow money for the property. And he tell Trevor no. My husband just had a feeling that Trevor go make that property go. And he didn't want it to happen in his lifetime. I just had that feeling. And that's when my husband doesn't talk much, people. That's when my husband opened up to me. And I said to my husband, he said he has the deeds for the property here. I never seen it. I've only seen it in my husband. I said, Tom, leave it here. If you die before me, I hand it over to church. I don't need it. I'm not that type of a person. You know, the heap of people are encouraging me. You are a wife, you are this. No, it's not me. For all you know, Trevor must have crack cocaine out that fucking property already. More than me say, because the fucking thing change like Panny father. And me make Tom not change out the property in a Jermaine named Trevor son. I said to him, no, you can't do that. Because I see what happened with my husband and his mother and his nephew. I have some investments which are tied up over the next 4 years without me losing out on any premiums benefits. So that's why when me go in and which part, I'm going to say, can I? No, me have to wait till next year. But yet to not start close down, me sit and start do this because me I go and I can't talk about how my behavior over phone. Come on, I record. So that's why I'm going and them and whatever. But them me say me lock down everything. Because when you see Satan, make Satan go on. Me and Satan and a come below. The other investments I have, I can always settle when I'm ready. Also, I would love to be around for Tom if he should ever need my support. Tom would have lived 2 days longer. And what housing for women do and carry a coat, and the poor man couldn't take anymore. And he wanted to go. And I helped him to find that place where he's safe in the arms of Jesus. I was in St. Guy's and St. Thomas's singing, and people were there waiting on me to come in to sing. And I got there, didn't know I was in the presence of a musician. So you don't see those? You did not see those? No, you didn't see them, did you? People were waiting for me to come and sing. If Tom is in the hospital and he's agitated, they'd call me to be by his side. I'd be there crying, and people said, no, don't let him see you crying. And everybody would shield me. And this is what I get. I'm going to sign a copy of this book to the Judiciary of England and Wales. Give it to the barrister and the solicitor to hand to District Judge Beecham. That's how much I respect you, ma'am. Because you're going to do right. And I'm glad you stick by it. Because you've got to see sense. If you decided to stick by it, you must have some inclination. What is causing this woman to be this distress? At present, he does get on my nerves. Did I ever hide it? But I have developed what thick skin and refuse to let him dig too deep. At the same time, he's a tower of strength and can be relied on like no one else at close range. I have made the decision to do as much work as I can with the assistance of Tom, because I know this will go a long way at putting Mama's heart at peace before God decides to remove her from amongst us. This is the only reason that I'm making the sacrifice to work on the house. Yes? My brother said me have a house at Jamaica. And then he turn around and say, Tom, no give me no. I go ask Ballis and whatever. Tom, no give me no money. So who, Irving? You're sick to your ass, lad, my brother. Fucking sick. I have tied up most of my money for a period so I can earn some interest. Tom has decided to help, but I must deal with the nagging too. Sometimes I will not be able to discuss any matters over the phone when he's around, but will instead use other forms of communication. Eh? And here I am, abundant. Yeah? I'm not going to cry over spilled milk, but this is a book that I've written, open and honest. Yes? I have so much to live for. And if I die, I've already created something. So I'm going to sit here and read as much as I can. And then when I feel like going, because I don't feel sleepy, I need to tidy that kitchen. So whether I tidy or whatever, I need to tidy that kitchen. So that's where the starting point. So I'm going to come. It's going to have Christmas with a toilet in there. Yeah? From July. All right. So I'm going to read as much as I can, because this is what keeps me going. Seriously, I do not care about having much in life if I have a room to call my own. Always. Yeah? And this is what I'm facing. Threat of eviction and imprisonment for my truth. and somebody's just gonna come in my life and do whatever. However, it is my wish to know that there is a decent enough family home for the family to have some sense of security. Yeah? And in England, it's 65. The advocacy I do for people, I haven't seen Derek Draper for a while, so I don't know what's happening to him. Because I've been predisposed as well. Yeah? I have seen my parents struggle to provide a roof over our heads, and I know it was one of Asta's dreams to put up a decent house. So I will be proud to know that I can make those dreams become a reality. And my brother say, me book a scandal. And everything I do in say I him. My brother said me nah have no house at Jamaica. And when me come back at Jamaica, me can't go in a house. Me can't pitch 10 pound the land. My brother get a hit when his wife was affected. I know my brother got a hit because that's from then he started acting up. But then he started acting up before. So 2009, yeah, my poor brother. I love him to death. But until he seeks the help that he needs, I can't do fuck all for him. All I am asking is that the hard-earned money I send is spent wisely. Yes? As Tom keeps harping on about how hard I must work for the money. My brother Irvin, go get counseling, brother. He's a wicked bumper hole. He comments every day about the money I lent out, but I will not be crying over any spilled milk. I am a person who believes in destiny, and I always say I came to this country for a reason. The reason is it don't work 10 years. You push me till as me take off my coat, somebody can see how maga me is. You're threatening me with imprisonment and eviction, and having to live with the situation in here from 2022 when my neighbor was coerced and asking for help. And even the young man who was never disrespectful now started turning around me. And I am the one. So he has a job where he can go out and come torment me. And then you're sending a 25-year-old in here as a bait. Let District Judge Beecham deal with it. 16 days of activity. Mine don't have to end 16 days. Where is Mimi Awusu who was ringing my phone? And it's my number coming up. And you send a fucking 25-year-old in here as bait, Metropolitan Police. You fucking send a 25-year-old in here as bait. But that's sure no fucking up. That the Commissioner of Police is a tokenistic racist little bastard. Because he signed in my book. That's how I know he's a tokenistic racist little bastard. To a strong Jamaican woman. Where the racism come in? Jamaican. I'm gonna make a thing. Just police. You see me, I find ways to do whatever. You see how they say come a young man doing things? Right. We have some already, you know. We just need a good whatever. Hey, Amazon. I've created my account. So as soon as I whatever. I am a person who believes in destiny. That's why God keep me. And I always say I came to this country for a reason. So now I recognize it is time for me to pack up and leave before I am beyond repair. And some like old idiot psychiatrist boy come in here and tell me fuckery. And then solicitor go tell me more fuckery. There are forces intent on keeping me down, and I'm damned if I will let them get the better of me. So now I'm learning once more to kiss ass before I can kick it. However, do not worry, I'm making my plans for when I'm ready to leave. In the meantime, I'm just humbling myself and walking with God. I have a masterpiece on my hand. Anybody want to make it into a Netflix? Me go here, me see sticking out. Yes, and don't think that I have not been questioning this same God as to why me and my family must bear so many crosses. From the time my papa was struck down with his illness, all I am asking is please take care of my interests, as I want to do what I think is best for my mom, who did so much for us as a family. Now that I am older and wiser, I cannot comprehend just how much she has done. May God continue to answer my prayers and keep her from too much pain and suffering. Chat later, Ratty. So me write letters to my family. And crab low social media. And the other day when me put this into there and YouTube come. Yeah? Welcome to live chat. Remember to guard your privacy and abide by your community guidelines. Yeah, your community guidelines that I went and copied, and you come tell me, say me a breach, whatever. But yet you let me also have 5, 6, 7, 8 fucking names coming down the stream. Where is me also today? I hope she take a dose of poison and stop playing with Dominic Teely. My hidden disabilities and progressive conditions driven. I struggled with my hidden disabilities that I chose to call my Parkinson's disease from my childhood. In a nutshell, I was all nerves whenever I had to leave my comfort zones of the background to perform normal day-to-day activities in the limelight and under any form of pressures that others take for granted. Therefore, in a normal day at school, I will perform to the best of my abilities and beat my classmates, hands down or tied behind my back in any subjects except mathematics. I have never passed a mathematics examination in my life. However, I managed to get on with life doing the basics and surviving. When I sit in a mathematics examination, I had recalled I was taught these questions peeping out on the sheets, but for the life of me could not make heads nor tails of where to begin. Ah, sir. My son's dad was my first love and one of my mentors. Yes, he taught me about the birds and the bees because my mom did not know how to address the matter. Said I had blocked my mind. When I sat in a maths exam, my mind would go blank and I could not recall anything I was taught. I realized too that I had some phobias, like not being able to cover my head under the sheets when I go to bed. I never learned to swim either, even though I come from a water area. There was a dry pond at the bottom of our land. Here everyone else learned to swim. I think where. And not to mention the middle wire pond where all manner of things used to happen. I'm going to do a feature on middle wire pond as part of my storytelling and talk about Mr. Barnaby and the first suicide I was aware of, Mr. Barnaby. Took off his clothes, folded them, put his gun, and head in the pond. And after that, it dried up. I was basically a tomboy until I reached puberty, and Mom put the fear of God in me about my behavior from thence. My behaviors from thence. Back then at primary school, I was tops in everything, as I was always competitive and wanted to achieve as much as I could, being an only girl. Now I know what I had not known then, or else I would have rebelled to be in Hewlin House and not McCoy. Saying that I enjoyed the challenges of being in McCoy House, as I never got mollycoddled like some of my peers. I remember the final year at Townhead Primary School when Miss Laura Wells came to mentor the Hewlin House team. She was expecting her baby, but I am sure I never knew anything about that except she had the biggest belly I'd ever seen on anyone. The lie will chuckles. Her daughter, Roy McGann. There's a story I need to do on Roy McGann. Security Minister. Extramarital affair. Hey. That baby, of course, is none other than Kim Wells. Hide him again. So back to the story of the young boy who taught me about the birds and the bees. He stayed at his home and looked out for when I was coming across their land using the shortcut crossing properties. Phantom Park, Legister Land into Mars Leon Street before going into Tomlinson Land to Babylin, aka Miss T. Once I set eyes on this young man making his way towards me, I'd say, "Foot, where you there?" and take off home. Mom had told me in no uncertain terms that I should not let any man touch me. Mama, in her innocence and wise wisdom, wanted to give me advice about how to behave. So when I hear people talking about my behavior, it hurt me good. Now that I was a young lady and not as a tomboy. But tomboy, you are when you're old tomboy. You. But in her honest wisdom and good intentions, the matter got clouded, and I was left scared out of my wits. I misconstrued what Mom told me to mean literally being touched physically, hence me running away. I tell you, there's a lot of misconstrued. Yeah? So now you see where it come from. Dirty psychiatric boy. It's in my head, not true. And I feel rascal to the death. Eventually, the young man did corner me, where I could not run away and explain what Mom really meant about being touched. Mama's touch meant not having sex. And this was what was the start of another Legister Nemhard connection link up. The young man decided to take me under his wings and continue my general science, health science, and human biology educational lessons over the next few years. Our relationship started off being innocent and platonic and later turned in what I call my first love over time. Nobody can go between me and my first love. Yeah? Nobody can go between me and my first love. No, he was not marriage material. That's why I would have married him. But I know not marriage material for me. Okay? Okay? But my first love. And always will be my first love. We just shared our time studying as the young man was passionate about his education and took me along on his journey, mentoring me. He would come to my house with his books and we would study and talk about life in general. Now I'm wondering if he was sorry for me back then because I was this shy, lonely girl. But even if he was, I will always treasure those times when we never had a care in the world and have no need to get jealous because of love. My dad, on the other hand, had matters on his mind when he noticed this young boy spending time with his only daughter. And that being the father he was, spoke to mom. Me say, Mama, where the trousers? But it was that problem. Who then spoke to me? Suffice it to say, that's the way I was raised. So when one big pussy boy now start kick me door whenever you so disrespect me, that have an impact on me. Big pussy boy. Yes, believe it or not, we were still innocent teenagers who found pleasures in each other's company without the encumbrances of anything sinister. I guess they don't make children like they used to in my days anymore. 7 boys are rape off a schoolgirl in Jamaica. Sad. They used to have one thing where they say them battery them. But a 2 of them or whatever. Somebody tried to do it to me, you know. But I was wise. I don't know me wise, you know. That's why when me see the 25 years old coming here, I know say it's a bait. And when psychiatrist kind dirty African girl come here, me know say another bait. And I can't tell me if it turn off. Dirty boy, you know, when you see me on Zoom. Yes, my first love was first, my best friend, before it became my first love. As hard as it may sound, although I had a loving family and a support network to rely on most of my life, I'm guessing now that I was shaped by my childhood experiences, which I internalized. I must have done this because I knew no other way and no one noticed my struggles adjusting to growing up. Yes, this is Judge Beach, and you're going to get my copy to use and read at your whatever. At the ripe old age of 56 years old, after encountering some more traumatic experiences along life journey, and making more discoveries about the unique person who I am to date, and even how I might change as I get older. Blue Marga. Almost no hand on teeth left. However, I am sure of one thing about me that will always remain after battling with some of the demons that blighted my prospects and made me an unwilling victim for the best part of 30 years of life. And now, another 10 years taken away. As an ignorant, uneducated person with my past childhood of struggles and sufferings, I am guessing because I am no expert, that I internalized some of the traumas of the sufferings I had witnessed due to the illnesses and sufferings of my family and taking them as my own. When you add into the pot that we are different in so many ways, an only girl, Mara, like a beanpole, ugly with the broadest nose. Oh yes, I'm proud of my nose now. It just fit my Those things used to bother me. And when they tell me so my body look better, me feel. No, I can laugh people, but no human being supposed to go through what I've been through. And that's why I never had any more children. Treated mercilessly, shy, and always trying to keep myself to myself from prying eyes, and a tomboy getting up to mischief like my brothers. Then inevitable, the building is going to, the bullying is going to be part of my life and something more for me to deal with in my already crowded existence. If you are unable to stand up for yourself, then you are doomed. And I know this for a fact because I have fought and overcome bullying in my youth. To know where me have banks, me have police, me have NHS, me have this, me have that. MI5 trick me. Say me fi apply for job. What do them doing? I fought against all kinds of discriminations, win some and lose some, and just got on with my life over the things I could not necessarily foresee and change. Google. Yeah? So you're going to imprison me and evict me for my rights when I have a book like this out there? District Judge Beecham is going to create history. However, even lightning decided to strike twice, and unscrupulous persons in authority in the establishment and system decided to break the laws and breach my rights. There is no way I would allow them to get away with this second time around. M. Hudson, 2012. Therefore, I am on the warpath as an advocate, standing up and protecting the vulnerable from being discriminated against, whether directly or indirectly. Facebook, 2009 to 22. Well, it went to last year when Facebook decided to disable my account when I went to update to go on Des O'Connor, Women in Business. Yeah? Growing up in a male-dominated household, everyone else thought I was spoiled, being an only girl. Yet I felt alienated and excluded despite being surrounded by the love of my family and friends and having a loving family to protect me. Classic. You want to make a movie out of it? The things I had always missed most in life was having a sister, older or younger, to share those special moments with. When I talk to people who remember me from my younger days, there are always the same things being reported. I was a shy girl who kept to myself and walked in the corner of the street to avoid talking to people. So when we broke out, however, I can recall carefree days when I could fit in at school, but not at church, because church was where the well-to-do went, and I did not have the social status of the material things to fit in. Do I need to even to write another book? No, it's all here. I was mercilessly teased at church because my old-fashioned mama put my hair in a hairnet instead of plaiting it. Papa Jesus, I'm a survivor. I'm a writer. Justice Beecham, you're going to make history, love. The clothes were hand-me-downs from Grandma's sojourn to Kingston to visit her well-to-do family. The clothes did not always fit either, and all this was because Dad took sick and was made redundant and could not work anymore. Although I cannot recall for certain when the panic attack started, I remember one day for a deer I had aimed and thrown something in an old man's bag, and he claimed to have put a curse on me. That's why I see debate when it goes. Remember, I believe in the saying, belief, skill, and cure. And this might be nothing but another old wives' tale. But I never could get what the man said out of my mind. Okay. Dirty psychiatrist boy, them they seen today. I was fine doing things normally, even coming top of the class at primary school in grade 5, to the surprises of everyone else. Even one of the boys who swore blind I could not beat him had to eat his words. Barky Dixon. Miss Akberson, Bovel Akberson, God rest her soul, she since died. I think she had a heart attack. She was going home for family. Family had died. She was going home from town and she died. The loveliest lady. When she came to school, she was pregnant. I think she miscarried that child. So Tracy was born after my son Val. So Val born 79 and I think Tracy born January 1980. I was a bright little girl. In the words of my former class teacher, Miss Una Perry, Miss Una Perry taught me from very early in life how to meet one of the greatest challenges of my life, and I never looked back since. No obstacle was too big for me to overcome, and I never stopped learning and will continue to do so until I no longer can. Dad kept Sunday school classes at home, and I was okay during the sessions we had at home when I was in my comfort zones. However, I realized that I could not read the Bible out loud on those public occasions as my voice got stuck in my throat. Basically, I would spend all my school days at primary school and secondary keeping out of the limelight as I did not want to expose my vulnerability. Idiot psychiatrist boy, away you're there. Get a copy. As a matter of fact, I gave you a copy of the book. Read it, dirty boy. I guess in trying to hide my vulnerability, I ended up creating more problems for myself and developed the chronic anxiety, which I call my Parkinson's disease. This was developmental transitions that was to blight my life forever. During such episodes, my hands shook to the point where my writing was illegible. There is a tremor in my voice, and it would catch in my throat, and I would have these panic attacks, and my stomach tightened. I was a miserable, unhappy, and bewildered child teenager who did not understand why I was different from my peers. I was struggling on my own, as I did not want to give any more reasons for others to make fun of me, and nobody noticed what was happening to me. I stayed in the background and used bravado to cover up my vulnerabilities and chose to blame my DNA for what I could not understand nor change. My best friend Joy Legister, Murty Bernard, stammered genetic all through primary school, and her condition could at times be seen to be visible. But she managed to get through her schooling with flying colors. I, on the other hand, was called all sorts of names ranging from worthless, lacking ambitions. When I got pregnant, I was devastated that I let myself and my family down. But worse was to come when my child was born, and I had to deal with the stigma, stereotyping, labeling, judging, and marginalization that goes hand in hand with having a child, a disabled child. Special education needs and disability, send EYFS coordinator and Senko. So that's why when a 25-year-old come here, yes, a bait, and he's been to the university and he doesn't know what a Senko is, he doesn't know about SEND, he doesn't know about the Equality Act. That was really surprising. The fact that I had considered abortion only made the guilt worse. Luckily for me and my child, I was spared and God fathom a way out for us. So I was not burdened more than I could be. That is why my vision is to return home whilst I still have the ability to contribute my knowledge and expertise to the government of whatever party. Country first, party second. Becoming proactive in establishing special educational needs and disability SEND outreach programs. I've lost 10 years of my life trying to whatever. And now you want to come imprison me and whatever with all this? So even if I reach a certain stage, and I know I didn't reach any certain stage, when Greenwich was there, Swan was there doing all their fuckery, I was trying to cope with another death. My brother disabled me, high blood pressure. The proof is there. And somebody come tell me, you know, consult with me. Oh, your defense is whatever. Now you explain how there's a defense. The fact that I had considered... Oh, I read that already. Outreach. I have initiated my own continuing personal professional development plan, studying to certain levels. I would have loved to further my studies doing the early years professional status or early years teacher training, but just did not get the opportunity. However, I found out that when some in authority see your passion as a threat for their incompetence, as is the case with me and some colleagues whom I know, they will do everything in their power to undermine, disempower, and belittle you to keep you from achieving your goals. Despite qualifications, they will keep you at the bottom of the ladder, get you to do their work and take the credit. Jonah Sullivan, pedophile, psychopath, perverse. Yes, you may chat, amongst others, but you are the top of the list. CEO, a London Early Years Foundation. Then they appoint someone with no qualifications and continue to discriminate against you with their criterion, provision, or practice contract. I don't feel sleepy, people, so I can be here doing, because for me this is therapy. Get it out of the way. And as long as my voice can carry me, I will do as much. This is a very long chapter. As you do not have a status, on the hierarchy of status ladder, they will tell you that whatever you are told by those in authority you do, you must do. Even if those in authority are wrong, you dare not challenge them, but you are expected to be the scapegoat as they operate under a culture of blame because you use your initiative to gain qualifications, whilst they spend their time doing absolutely nothing. If you are an assertive person, then you are labeled as aggressive, unprofessional, confrontational, intimidating, and lacking empathy. And these are just a few of the tactics they employ to destroy your good name and character that you have spent a lifetime building up. To get pregnant again, just as I tried to get into teachers' college, laments another old Jamaican saying that first time is mistake, second is purpose, and third is downright careless. I made sure after looking at my circumstances, make sure there was no third time, because I told myself that if I did not already have a child who inherited my hidden disabilities, I would not be having another who might. There was no way I was going to bring another child into this world to go through the same kind of struggles I have experienced since. Despite my deficits and limitations, I refused to give up and tried my best for my sons. I am an expert authority on early intervention. I am an expert on early intervention strategies from the age of 7 years old when my youngest siblings were born at home. So that's Irving Julius Emstaniman. The one said me say if me didn't remember and drop him on his head when Papa give me it to him. Won't make me say any fucking thing. That boy wicked. But I know wicked he get a hit when he wife, whatever. My parents were the architects upon whom I patterned my life, because despite the struggles, they never gave up and gave their best to family and friends alike. By telling my story and putting it in the public domain, I hope my sons will begin to understand me a little better as their mother. If my story can bring some clarity to another family who might be struggling to understand why their child behaves a certain way, seems withdrawn, is seeking to establish bonds in helping them identify who they are supposed to be, my efforts may not be in vain, and you take away 10 years of my life. And now my husband, you shorten my husband's life with that letter of possession, that poor man. Because despite what we went through with the tribunal and stuff, and I decided, my brother said, give it up, Ratty, nothing is going to come. Then after that, you start taking me to go. But what? The Housing Association, that letter from Devon says, and all I was doing was addressing it. So you think now you're going to do whatever? I'm taking my copy to this, because she stayed the course. So I'm going to give her the pleasure of becoming that person who stayed the course and didn't give up on me, because I'm going to prove to her that thanks to her, female to female, I'm sure I'm older than her, we can do this together. Gender equality. Mom's children, dead and alive, including me, will have a story to tell about her. Well, their story needs to change because they're fucking traumatized. That's why me and my brother and chat. I'm tell him, say, I ask my son sit down when I'm tell him fuck. I'm tell him, say, you're a fucking liar. Yes. However, it took me years to recognize and understand that unique, courageous, strong, and fearless woman was my mother. Hopefully, it'll not take my sons a lifetime to realize the humble mother who I am and who is always striving to give the best of myself in providing for the needs of my family. That's why they can come here and get 7,500 each Ghana and Jamaica. Kevin buy bus with for him. Me no know whether I'll do it for him. They could face the maga boy. But me I wait till me go to Jamaica if catch them in whatever and give them some look like when me turn up out a road and wait upon them when them a come from a river. Then still a guava but a piece of guava but me a go like and list them. And if you avoid whatever as mama lose, so me beat them on their foot bottom and their hand me go. Worthless dirty boy them. I gained some of the information as part of my research way too late to give mom the honor that she truly deserved for all the sacrifices she made throughout her life. Mom did not stop to take stock and was always there for her family, friends, and anyone else who needed her tender loving care. You see, Mom also had her vulnerabilities that she did not talk much about either. The one that came to my attention was the part of her thumb was missing. I only have a vague memory of Mom talking about her missing half of thumb once, saying how she came to lose it. However, it was much later when I was doing my research that I noticed some of Mom's mannerisms and realized how much she was sensitive about her missing digit. Mom would always be hiding her thumb, and this seemed to be done unconsciously throughout her life. Later, I started looking at her old photographs and noticed that she was always hiding her thumb. It was like this. Tucking away from view since she was young. This convinced me even more that I am my mom's daughter in so many ways that I had not thought of and realized before. I have now come to the conclusion after having counseling at the Maudsley. So you come tell me no fit tag Maudsley? Why me no fit tag Maudsley? That mom's experiences of mental health issues might have started from when she lost part of her thumb. I had lived with my hidden disabilities all my life. However, I had found ways to cope and manage to enable me to live a productive life. When I was at school, I avoided doing the things that would trigger my conditions and made it hard for me to cope with my limitations. No one likes to be exposed and taken out of their comfort zone, especially when we are feeling vulnerable. Like for my mom, it was not easy. I think life for my mom, it was not easy letting all and sundry be aware of the hidden disabilities that we are mortified about and which makes us victims to be pitied. Counseling on the advice of the occupational health doctor helped me to discover myself and begin to understand about my mama. The Equality Act 2010 says a person has a disability if they have a physical or mental impairment which had a long-term and substantial adverse effect on their ability to carry out normal day-to-day activities. Physical or mental impairment include sensory impairments such as those affecting sight or hearing. I have been living with my hidden disabilities, whether anyone wants to call it chronic anxiety or join me in give it my preferred name of Parkinson's disease. I had witnessed that struggles for 10 plus years of my life, and I'm aware of the devastating effects his illness had on my life. That died a broken man when I was 20 years old, And despite his struggles, he never once lost his dignity or questioned his God. But it was left to me if he questioned God, not true. I, on the other hand, was not prepared to deal with any of my deficits and limitations, and ended up being the opposite of Dad. I have even been blaming Dad and his God for saddling me with this condition, which blighted my life. Then I know of my uncle's struggles with Parkinson's disease, and he too died a broken man and would have suffered without the support from his loving sister, my Auntie Phyllis, aka Melly Nemhard Saman, who cared for him when he had no one else. We are a close-knit family. But where's that close-knit family? I'm on my own now. On both sides. And always will be there for one another. Not anymore. Through thick and thin. That is why it hurts like hell for some hurry come up jobs work who haven't even one iota of humanity in their life can come tag and label me. Anyone who knows me will tell them I am not uncooperative, unprofessional. That was Jonah Sullivan. Back then I didn't know Jonah Sullivan was a pedophile mastermind. Intimidating, confrontational, aggressive, lacking empathy. And lacking empathy. Even if I was stark, staring and raving mad, the only reason they are doing this is to get me out of my job. 10 years I didn't work. And now you want to come take away. I'm going home. I just need to get my pension and whatever is sorted. You want to come make me homeless and imprison me for my rights after I have this book that was signed by Sir Mark Rowley? After I give copies to whoever I give copies to? And I'm not supposed to be upset? And I'm living with two terrorists. I'm in fear of whatever they can do. And they would have gotten away with it, but they can't get away with it now. There's too much out there. Just send that fucking bait. When I say fucking, I'm not being disrespectful to this young man. But the world must know what the police is up to. So you send that fucking bait in here. But he was quick to fly door open and leave it on the latch. But I wasn't playing their game. I was just showing him how they fucked him up. It could have been dead meat. It wouldn't be by my hand. I'm just teaching them a lesson. They'll teach them a public lesson. Yeah? That psychiatrist, he didn't come on camera. No. He made sure he pushed the woman in here and then he stand out there. I'm just showing the world what this country is like. A black woman whose face was that of Winrow 70. So now when I'm going to put Sam King and me together on this journey of Winrows, what a martial law. The only reason they are doing this to get me out of my job, after I have given them some of the best years of my life, and after making valuable contributions, they gave me the accolades, but they are not worth the paper they are written on, as they contradict themselves. The left doesn't know what the right is doing. Jonah Sullivan is the pedophile, the parasite, the mastermind plagiarizer. Jonah Sullivan came from Ireland with her two daughters. I left my two sons in Jamaica. So is it any wonder? I think I'm going to stop now. I'm going to reach graduate status and stop. So is it any wonder that everything else crashes and crashed in this country when it comes to the question of someone being responsible and accountable for safeguarding the vulnerable? Everyone else will be blaming the other person, and they hide behind their policies and procedures whilst discriminating, harassing, and victimizing the masses. Then, to stop my progress in sharing my talents, creativity, passion, knowledge, and expertise to the world, I am being gagged and told not to say I work with their organization. When I tell you, say I take that fucking gag out of my mouth because I know nothing did happen when that girl come send me possession letter. Me and nobody never in know whatever. They didn't do what they were supposed to do. It reached ombudsman. My complaint reached stage 2. So make dirty boy, Richard Blake, will go away. Dirty pussy boy come kick me door now. Big stinking dirty pussy boy come kick me door. And I hope this time your foot stick up on that rascal and can't come off. Because God not stay like me. When me also there. You come ring my phone, no? And make up how much sitting. And YouTube not see it. But when me copy your community guidelines and put you out there and tell me say my comments or whatever, and I feel it. And I say, I'm fucking stupid. I manage my hidden disability with lifestyle changes, but was thrown into deeper troubles again, which I find hard to accept and believe after how much contribution I made to the organizations I worked for. I'd love to meet up with Andrew again now. The treatment, anyway, I'm publishing online. I just need to sort because I'm gonna do a thing here. I'm waiting for my whatever to put in my tablet. Because me and Relied are gonna do something. I made some recordings today. The treatment I received at the hands of some who were hell-bent on destroying me because of my passion to enhance knowledge and experience and expertise the first time around caused me to develop additional disabilities in the form of depression. Hey! M. Hudson 2012. I only enhance that knowledge that I know is power, so I know I was equipped to prevent another child and their family going through what I went through as an uneducated teenage mother. However, instead of valuing the contributions I made with my qualifications, this caused others to see me as a threat to their incompetence. Jonas Sullivan, the pedophile perpetrator, parasite, plagiarizer. I developed depression as a result, and I honestly do not know when I noticed I had also started having obsessive compulsive disorder, which I am now being told is coping with worries rather than OCD. Despite these two additional disabilities of arthritis and diabetes, I was still in control because I know the triggers for my disabilities and avoided them as best I could. Equality Act 2010. Come big pussy boy, come kick me door. Come dirty girl, come right by me YouTube, say me lying. You're a liar. Come. When me and Wusu there, you have 5 fucking names, 6 fucking names. You come in a one farm and I ring me phone, make For me phone number I show up on my phone and say it a ring. Where you there till them me a also? Where police they will send young man come 25-year-old come in here as bait. And where you do the one? You know see crab blouse psychiatrists come in here if you come out here, I mean chase them out here. I mean no move from here, sir. With aging, I also developed progressive condition linked to my arthritis and diabetes. But like all aspects of my life, I was in control. I followed a holistic approach along with my lifestyle changes from studies at Lambeth College and the Open University. Thinking pussy hole psychiatrist boy. Thinking pussy hole psychiatrist boy. Come stinking bumble hole big pussy boy. Come kick me door now. I always worked in partnership with my GP and other National Health Service, NHS health professionals. Yes, the same NHS that caused my downfall and stopped my progress to a better career in life. The NHS is good at giving one with one hand and taking with the other, and these days I only share what I must and get on with my life. Anyone knowing me knows that my greatest delight is working so I can maintain my independence and help my family and friends in the bargain. My childhood experiences of growing up in poverty, primarily because dad took sick and I was made redundant, had an impact on my life. And you take away the fucking work with me, study and whatever for 10 bomb years and put me on benefits. You forgot do capability for work. And no make up with no fucking sinty. You think God asleep? My father God no sleep. For me God no sleep. Not being able to reach my potential because of my deficits and limitations meant I did not have the chance to get a good job like my peers, some of whom I have always achieved better educational results than they did. Therefore, I firmly believe that education is the key to breaking that cycle of poverty that enslaved us, and I have been ensuring that I do my little bit for my family and friends. ... One of my greatest achievements in life was to work with what I have been blessed with, to make changes in my life, to adjust to my deficits and limitations, and reach some of my potentials. I'd come to the UK and use the available opportunities that I was presented with to empower myself. However, each time I tried to use the enhanced knowledge and expertise I gained to stop another child going through what I experienced, transitional developmental traumas, mental health in childhood, some in authority chose to see me as showing up their incompetence. Bomber Clark Junior Sullivan, Bomber Clark big pussy hole psychiatric boy will come here with him big batty nurse girl. You know say in 2024 CRB must stop use from 2004. And you know say you can get whatever via email. Idiot. Asshole. Saying I'm dismissive of authority. Hilda Miller, one Spanish girl. Another Marga one look like at this. You must have coffee fit. You must have a cigarette for tea, breakfast, tea and dinner. Breakfast, lunch and dinner. I am dismissive of authority instead of allowing me to use what I learned to help children achieve better outcomes. Instead, I don't want another child to reach the age of 56 years old before realizing that there might be underlying causes for being the way they are. Hallelujah, Papa Jesus. Praise the Lord, Papa Jesus, when me ready for preach. And there might be help there that could have made differences in their lives. Like I'm just finding out, medical suspension, GP medical report, OH medical reports, Kings and leave, disciplinary appeal, my grievances, psychological report, GP medical report. Once before, I was penalized for using my knowledge in promoting best inclusive practices that children deserve and parents expect. Instead of empowering me, they took my valuable contributions from my studies and credited them as their own. I paid the price with my health and well-being, which left adverse effects on me. As a result of lightning striking the same place twice and the unfavorable treatment I'm once more experiencing, my disabilities were triggered. Yeah? When did I get that letter? July. And I have this book. I did not read my book before, but I know what is in my book. So anything coming here, I know. So that's why when Winsome Duncan stole my manuscript and somebody bought the book and said something is in there, I said no. So then I have to go and then I meet Andrew and Andrew this, the whatever. I said no. And you see that same Marcia from Ely Mouse? Me I go deal with all of them. What's so flow upon you know? Well, the rape thing, stepdaughter. My disabilities were triggered and my progressive health condition exacerbated and worsened. I was put under more pressures when they tried to get me out. I was given a sanction for something I never did and for which others colluded with the knowledge of some in authority to trap me. Then I was signed off on medical suspension whilst they are trying to find ways of robbing me of my pension. This is the same way my papa was robbed of the redundancy money he should have gotten via the newly established co-op implemented in the sugar industry by Mr. Horace Levy in Jamaica. We have big things, Horace Levy a big man. My brother work with Horace Levy, And my brother not even realize them they sitting there, My brother when they whatever St. James, whatever, beat Steve Buckner, they don't know what they have, The strangest thing about the co-op was my brother Texas was one of the foot soldiers who worked with Mr. Levy in Westmoreland to establish the co-op. I know my mom felt like she was robbed again, like when she claimed her father and his cousin was robbed when the Spanish Panya jar disappeared, and all her dreams of her family getting money for her to escape from the poverty disappeared with it when it went back into the river. My father getting robbed of his pension must have triggered the mental health condition that he kept in control, dealing with loss, bereavement, postnatal depression, etc. Yes, my mom had a miscarriage between me and my brother, Amli. And then to be stuck in poverty and responsible for taking on the role of mother and father for her children. Yes, she also had her mother to deal with. I'm going to end it here. My grandma was affected when her son was murdered working as chairman of the co-op, which was to affect my mother's life even more in 1978 onwards. Then Dad was robbed of his share, which could have made such a difference to our lives. Because of my experiences as a child/teenager, I was very driven to achieve and to help my family in whatever way I could. I remember when I first came to the UK and each time I went to eat, I would be wondering how my family was getting on at home. I started off my younger brother at Teachers College, when they were giving him the runaround at his jobs and told him I was helping him so he could in turn help my son. Yeah? My brother said me not do nothing for him. Graduate status, I'm gonna leave it there. Yeah? Yeah? So I'm gonna sign this properly, nice handwriting for the Judiciary of England and Wales and bring it to whatever. Yeah? You could tell me mustn't tag them in there. So why must I tag them in there? So alright, I'm gonna finish this. I don't feel sleepy. So I'm gonna do some writing. When God gets ready, you have to move. You better move. All people move. Let us move. Let us unite and find discrimination. When God gets ready, we better move. The black man move, the white man move, the pink man move, the yellow man move. When God gets ready, we'll have to move. Let me see what Mommy Bear said now. Victoria Dinger, it wasn't due to a child. It wasn't due to a child's murder in 2022 that made your charity target single out and victimize survivors, victims, and their families. Now, was it due to mothers who joined shock action until they were forced to leave due to their NDAs? How disgraceful. Yeah, I'm doing this for this young lady. I see she put her in me need to know how to do this. Commissioner DALDN Victims Commissioner, whatever, on 14th of February 2022, there were multiple cases of domestic abuse / violence in this building, adjoining building and the street next to us. Lewisham Council, Vicky Foxstrite, whatever, show more. Yeah? And she put, so I'm going to learn how to do this. I need to go meet up with the whatever. Yeah? But this young lady, I'm so proud of her. She tracked me down online. So see when me see this crab blouse here, Mia? You see there's a crab blouse me in London? Suffragette line. Wait for me and them here. I'll check out them here. Yeah? Let's just the beach District Judge Beach and do our thing. You see that crab blouse me here? A PD file was his advisor. Jonas Sullivan. Do you know of any other social housing landlord for women who uses non-disclosures agreement on survivors and victims like H4W and Lewisham Council impose on mothers in Lewisham? You go there, my girl. My adopted daughter, this now. Mommy Bear. Hey, me and Mommy Bear will create some things, me I wait for me get my laptop. No laptop. Yes, me need to get back my laptop. Laptops. I brother say save them and create work on them. The red one good. And that's from my university dear. Yes, Mommy Bear. Missy what is Mommy Bear say? Are you going to be like Damien egg whatever? And ignore racism, inequalities, abuse, sexism, misogyny, and victimization against women and their families using NDAs to silence women, while their far right and perpetrators do whatever they want, being above the law. District Judge Beecham, you'll get a chance to make your case, darling. Labor rights as far as you see. Me sure my son now when did they. I hope them not the other one no good there. Yeah? Because your gunman MP. Your gunman MP Moreland Wilson. We do a expose upon your gunman MP Moreland Wilson. Take it from me, tell you, sir. Take it from me, boy. Take it from me. Corrupt boy Andrew Hollins. Take it from me. Corrupt boy Andrew Hollins. Take it from me. See, me not even, me no want to see no blood clot message. And me no want to see no notification. Because when me set up my business with Lied, you will know a business me I go after. Make we deal with this. But somebody I go pay a blur now for 10 years. Somebody I go blur now pay for 10 years. What you want to do to me? Remember, you know, me now go back from Kings, you know. I just, leave. The only things Kings are going to get what they do to me husband and that stinking dirty girl, Gail Lewis. You say 4 weeks or whatever, it takes 6 blood clot months. Yes, he's in there about send. And you send a bait coming here. 25-year-old. We blur not. Me not follow no fucking nobody. No for LGSCO report says send system is not working for children and their families. Fucking right. Because you send a bait in here and that fucking bait don't know what is send or nothing. So you as a policeman, suppose you see a child wander in the streets or something or whatever. How you going to deal with that university graduate with them saying come in here as whatever? You have no knowledge. You have no knowledge. Hey, mommy bear. Me and you have to go collaborate, you know. That me have to go do the talking, but me I set up my thing. Housing sector. When terms like fleaseholders are used in Parliament's question time to describe the state of housing, it's evident that housing is becoming an increasing priority for some politicians, whilst others ignore the call on a bomb hole. Me see if me can. For some time they don't want you for whatever. Yeah? Me I make sure say me book out there, you know. Justice Beach, I'm have to go. I make all oh yeah, be Justice Beecham. This is just Beecham, you'll be Justice Beecham, alright? Well make sure you be Justice Beecham. Alright, so tomorrow or Friday, what me have to do tomorrow? Me I'll tidy up the place a little bit. No, little bit, whole heap. When me make preparation, so me I'll make my slightly cook me meal and so until me get back. So then me can focus. You know, say, so me have somewhere to go. So me not bury down in here. No one see no fucking notification. Me not time. Me turn down this and then me go do some writing for WordPress. Because tomorrow Friday now me can tidy up the place. So alright, so me now spend my fucking time on you, right? Away there. Need for sign in WhatsApp and everything. Right, let me start this too for me. I do some. So me have my WordPress on this. Me have WordPress on that and I think it left on that one there. What me really do is now Twitter. Yeah, me I send everything on my email. You tell me say you fuck out today again now. Carlos, boy, I can't tell me fuck about. Yeah? I know your fucking experience, mate. It's not your fucking experience, so you come tell me. Yeah, me I set up the. Let me just do it. Do Pinterest. I don't fucking remember. No, I'm not do it. I copy this. This out. Alright, let me catch my WordPress now. I need to do my WordPress. Yeah, me get some of this like this. Thank you. Let me need to do new. And do my writing. I don't know where I go to my tidy up the place.